and welcome to the News That Broke Glass. Episode, I have to check, there's been a few now. 32. It's been 2 weeks, I've got 7 fucking bits of paper with notes on it. There's lots of reviews, lots of things have happened. ICW was in Chicago, Atticus Cogar's left GCW, there's a new company called Circle 6. As of right now, TNT is having their Thrill Kill event, which is main evented by Clint Margera and Alex Colon. The Necro Butcher's returned, there's so much fucking shit. IWA's coming back, there's so much shit for Mania weekend, it's insane. ICW's this weekend, so much fucking shit. Anyway, enough pish, I'm going to have some tasty Heineken. Before I start going, I'll start with RPW, Ruthless Pro Wrestling's show, which was on, I'll double check that. See, I watched all these shows like a week ago. I did start a new job 2 weeks ago, and I absolutely fucking hated it. The money was good, but it was like soul destroyingly depressing, and I'd rather like get less money than want to kill myself every day at work, because fuck work. Am I right? Anyway, where are we? RPW Ruthless Pro Wrestling presented Code Orange. This was at the 26th of February at the Galley Arena, Villa Park, Illinois. The building where we had NGI 3 and GCW show the Untouchables and stuff. Looked very, very different. Very, very different. At least it was like, must have been like a different part of the building or something. I like the look of it. Like the place looked very, very small and compact. It was a sellout, at least for the ICW No Barbed. I assume for the Ruthless Pro as well. So, to start with, they started a little bit late. Midwest Scum, Drinking Logan, Zach Thomas with Darren McCarthy, legend hockey player Darren McCarthy, defeat the Young Dragons, Dale Patricks and Josh Crane. Short match too, but I think it's because they started late because there was like technical difficulties. There's always, but I think it's because they're like running like 8,000 shows on IWTV at the same time. Anyway, next match we got Schwartzy against Jake Christ. Love Schwartzy, love Jake Christ. Schwartzy won, which is quite surprising. I thought Jake Christ was going to fucking slay him because Schwartzy's kind of got this comedy character, but he won. A lot of these review and all this will be quite short because like this was like 2 weeks ago now. I can't really, my brain, maybe it's because the delicious alcohol. What the fuck is that in my glass? Fucking hell. Then we move on to the RPW World Title match as Justin Kyle defended his title against Dominic Guarini. Match was good, stiff, chops, kicks, 2 big guys just smacking the fuck out of each other. Justin Kyle won, I think it was with some sort of submission, but now unfortunately Justin Kyle is unable to appear at ICW's Pitfire X and NHB 23, and he's been replaced, but we'll get on to that afterwards. Then we got probably one of the best matches of the fucking weekend. The motherfucking Hoodfoot, who's also been injured, small injury, not like months long injury. He will not be at ICW this weekend either, but he has got very, very fucking suitable replacements, one of which is Tommy Vendetta, who was wrestling at RPW. This was a fucking death match, light tubes, fucking galore, sheets of glass, big sentons onto a sheet of glass, and Hoodfoot's back just blasting the fuck out of each other with light tubes, just bundles and single tubes, and it was fucking awesome. Go out your way to see that match. One of the best matches of the whole fucking weekend, and the whole weekend was full of fucking awesome matches. Hoodfoot wins, unsurprisingly. Then we got the RPW Deathmatch title. Now, unfortunately, because of things out with control of promotions and wrestlers and things, Green Phantom and Viking were not there. Viking was there not there for some other reasons, and then day of the show, Green Phantom couldn't get through customs or something like that, so it's fucking bullshit. So it was meant to be Satu against Viking for the Rust Belt Deathmatch Championship. But fucking Randy West came out and challenged Satu Jin in a fucking brilliant match. Very brutal, lots of light tubes, cinder blocks. I think the final spot was like cinder blocks getting smashed on Satu's back, but like he got like Russian leg sweeped or like slammed onto like light tubes on top of cinder blocks. And surprisingly to me, Randy West fucking beat Satu Jin, and is now the new Rust Belt champion. I thought just because like she was a replacement, she wasn't going to win, but holy shit. So that match was fucking awesome, really, really good. And then we moved on to 4-way death match. There was light tube log cabins everywhere, all over the ring. There was doors, light tube log cabins, bundles of light tubes, Mickey Knuckles, Pondo, the Neil Diamond Cutter and Atticus Cogar. Fucking awesome match. There's so many fucking just disgusting bumps. The main fucking end bump, there was like a sort of like suplex powerbomb thing through like 3 fucking light bulb log cabins to like everybody, and then I'm sure Mickey Knuckles did like a big splash on top of like a board or table or door on top of everyone, and I was like, holy fuck. So Mickey Knuckles won that match. Awesome. Deathmatch legends, 3 of them, and it was Cogar, who is fucking awesome too, who has fucking awesome white boots as well. And the main event, Deathmatch, Big fucking Joe got this Deathmatch Outlaws fucking top. Big fucking Joe beat John Wayne Murdoch in a fucking awesome fucking deathmatch. Just light tubes and just Big fucking Joe. Big fucking Joe beat John Wayne Murdoch in his first match in RPW. Fucking awesome show. Go and check out on IWA TV. And I will move on to ICW No Holds Barred 22. But before I do that, I've also got a bit of the cold, but I will get through it for Deathmatch Wrestling. So I've got this fucking t-shirt. I've also got these t-shirts. This is Mark merch section of the show, I don't know. Pink ICW No Holds Barred t-shirt. This is my girlfriend's now. Pink. Also, I got this fucking... I wash things inside out because I'm sensible. So I don't want to ruin my fucking t-shirts. But then when you try and show them off, you've got to turn them fucking back the right way around. The ICW No Holds Barred Chicago t-shirt. I think these 2 t-shirts that I've got now are fucking pretty much sold out. They've now got like a new ice blue logo one similar to the pink one, and like a light pink one too. So go on their website for that. Also from ICW, from Deathmatch Outlaws, I got this, which was probably one of my favourite matches last year, was at this show. The Outlaw Cup, probably the match of the night as well, Darko against Big Joe going through a big sheet of glass. I have a bit of glass from that fucking spot too. And this fucking t-shirt, probably one of my favourite t-shirts, the fucking Deathmatch Outlaws have done. Fucking your Ultraviolent, the little fucking light tubes. This is the back, and the front's got the same design, but like a little bit in the front. Fucking awesome fucking t-shirt. And I got this, I'll just move these out of the way. As you might have noticed, Big fucking Joe coming down with the Deathmatch Outlaws flag. I actually got one. So, we have a Deathmatch Outlaws fucking flag. I don't know where I'm going to put it because I'm still in this flat currently, and once I get the new house I'll put it somewhere. Put it back here for just now. So if you want one of these fucking flags, I don't know how many more Danny Douglas or the boys from Deathmatch Outlaws have got left, but fucking buy them because they're fucking awesome. Look at the fucking size of the fucking thing, holy shit. Not even that expensive. Anyway, we move on to ICW No Holds Barred 22, which is at the Gallery Arena. Same day, 26th. This was in the evening, well I say evening, I think RPW started for us. This is a pain in the arse as well, like I'd work at like fucking 8:30 in the morning. RPW started for us at like 1 in the morning, or 12, and then No Holds Barred started at 3 in the morning I think, Jesus Christ. Anyway, where are we? So, open the match, and we were going to get Akira versus Green Phantom and Eric Ryan against Viking. Obviously they weren't there, boo. So to make ends meet, we had Akira against fucking Eric Ryan. Awesome to see Eric Ryan back in the chains after his hand surgery. Fucking love Eric Ryan, one of the most like underrated fucking deathmatch workers in the world. Eric Ryan fucking won, thank fucking God for that. He deserves it, and he will be moving on to hopefully, my fingers crossed, for the next American Deathmatch champion, because he fucking deserves it. In the next match we got awesome bloody brawl, Satu Jin against Madman Pondo. We had firecracker bats, we had fucking Ginshu blades, cinder blocks, sledgehammers, fucking all sorts of shit. There was 2 kids like in the crowd with like ponchos on, and one of them like stapled, like Pondo held like the dollar bill to the guy's face, and the kid tried and finally stapled the dollar bill into like Satu Jin's face. That was fucking cool, because deathmatch is for the kids as well. Because, you know, it's fucking awesome, it's deathmatch wrestling. That match was fucking great. Satu Jin won. I think he won with his sent-on cannonball thing, glass in the corner, I think. Then we got Mickey Knuckles against Randy West, which is basically the extra match that we'd had because we had Akira against Eric Ryan. This match was fucking brutal, violent. Two of the best deathmatch wrestlers, never mind female wrestlers, but deathmatch wrestlers in the fucking world, beating the shit out of each other. And Mickey Knuckles was wearing basically nothing. And she was covered in fucking blood. They beat the shit out of each other with headbutts and light tubes, and it was just fucking awesome. And Mickey Knuckles beat fucking Randy West in her NHB debut, and she was basically called up to the show by Danny DeManto in the RPW show when she won the Rust Belt title. But fucking 3 matches in, and it's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. And then we'll move on to the next fucking match, which saw a return of one of my favourite fucking guys, and the debut of another one of my favourite fucking guys. We had Neil Diamond Cutter returning, thank fuck, finally after his injury, finally back in the Olds Barred. So fucking happy to see him, fucking crowd popping for the music. Great to see him at RPW as well. He was at their last show too. But awesome, he was against Aero Boy. This match was fucking awesome. There was a big board set up in the corner with light bulbs all over it. There was a big running, huge like cannonball scent, like pile driver, Death Valley driver. There's so many wrestling moves from a brain to comprehend. There was a big massive ladder. There was just kicks and light bulbs and sentons and all sorts of shit. And finally Neil won with a big splash off the top of the ladder. Both men gave each other respect at the end of the match. Neil smashed light bulb over his head. Aero Boy took a shot off, then a bump on a light tube in the map. Happy days. Fucking good shit. Loved that match. Fucking great. Then we got Big Joe against Dale fucking Patricks. And I mean, I know we had Big Joe against John Wayne Murdoch, but I think this match was even better than Joe and Murdoch because Joe and Patricks. It was just fucking brutal. There was like a bit, there was like a fucking like a big choke slam spot like onto like a bin, like a sat bin up the way with a fucking like door on the top of it. Just light bulbs and just chairs and just all sorts of fucking shit. It was fucking really, really good. And once again, fucking Big Joe, by the way, like, just go and watch these two shows on IWTV. It's $10 a month and you get all this fucking great shit. It's fucking awesome. Just go and watch it. Fucking Big Joe beat Dale Patricks. So Big Joe's fucking beaten Hoodfoot, John Wayne Murdoch and Dale Patricks in like the space of like a month in America. It's fucking crazy. And then the next match we got one of my favourite matches of the night as well. The whole fucking night was just full of matches that were awesome. Schlack against fucking Hoodfoot. Only thing I will say about this, not for me personally, hello Nelly, was for the crowd. This was just a light tube barrage of just violence and viscera and gore. It was great. Good to see Schlack back. Plastic bags, there was a light tube fan, there was light tube bundles, fucking awesome. But at the end, I'm sure Schlack had Hoodfoot in a submission, and I'm sure either Hoodfoot like passed out, I don't think he tapped out, I'm sure he passed out and like Schlack won by like referee decision or something like that, and the fans were like boo, boo, and then Schlack left. But that's fine, fuck it. Good to see Schlack. I mean, he's fucking Schlack. He's against, oh, Nelly's back. You don't rip up the fucking flag now, Nelly, alright? Great to see. I mean, everybody be annoyed with Hoodfoot losing, but hey ho, everybody's got to lose at some point, you know? Hey ho, good to see Schlack. Be good to see him at the next show on Saturday, and he is against fucking Cruel, and then he is against Bobby Beverly, NHB 24. Anyway, then we got my boy, Bobby Beverly, my favourite wrestler, against John Wayne Murdoch, in a match which I thought was overly one-sided, personally. Bev's great. There was like somebody was like pissing off Murdoch in the crowd, and like Murdoch kept like playing to them, kept like going over, like he was gonna go like stab Beverly's head or something in front of them, but he kept like turning away and like going the other way to like piss them off. It's kind of funny, but really wanted to see the Bev get the win, because I mean Big Joe got the win. I was like, maybe they're gonna like put like John Wayne Murdoch in like a bit of a downward spiral before he like comes back up. But no, he beat Bobby Beverly with the brainbuster on the chair with the light tubes. Fucking great match, two great fucking workers. I just wish the Bev had won, but hey ho, he will live to fight another day. At the main event, we had 4-way American Deathmatch title. The fucking carpet strips and light tubes all over the chains. On all sides, we had Reed Bentley, the champ, against Jake Chris, against Justin Kyle, against Tommy Vendetta. At the start of the match, fucking Tommy Vendetta just got destroyed by everyone. Everyone was just picking up light tubes and beat the fuck out of him for ages. This match was really fucking good. Just go your way to fucking watch it. I don't want to spoil too fucking much of this show. Buy the fucking merch. go on IWA TV, it was fucking awesome. Reed Bentley fucking retained his title. Unsurprisingly, I think. I mean, the only person I think who was a real threat to that title would have been Justin Kyle, but I don't really think they're going to have him winning the American Deathmatch title. Sorry to say, not at this point. Anyway, that is it for those two fucking shows. Now we will move on to talk about a preview for ICW's Pit Fighter X10. This is on Friday night, tomorrow. The 3rd of the American dates. Put your dates the right way, for fuck's sake. The 11th of March 2022 at the TW Arena, Red Bank, Tennessee. So we have got Brandon Kirk against Merck. I think this is billed as like a ICW versus TWE show. So it's Kirk against Merck. We have got, what's his name? Somebody Wade. This is just the picture I've got. It's very, very small writing. Somebody Wade against Danny DeManto. Be interesting. Somebody Newman against Tank. We've got Satu Jin, who was meant to be against Hoodfoot, but Hoodfoot is now injured. So now we've got a rematch of one of the fucking bloodiest matches I fucking saw last year. It's going to be Satu Jin against fucking Cruel, and a replacement for Hoodfoot. Holy fuck. That would be awesome. Awesome. Also, Justin Kyle was meant to be against Derek Neal. But now, obviously, Justin Kyle's hurt too. So Dominic Guarini has stepped in to take his place. Then we've got Kira against Masha Slamovich. She's getting really pretty big now. Like, she's fucking everywhere. Then we've got John Wayne Murdoch against Casey fucking Kirk. I hope fucking Casey Kirk wins that. Love the fucking Kirks. And then the main event, we've got the American Deathmatch Championship. Joel fucking Bateman, the owner of Deathmatch Down Under, travelling all the way from Australia to America to fight Reed fucking Bentley for the American Deathmatch Championship. That'd be fucking awesome. And quickly moving on to the next night, NHB 23, which looks fucking awesome. All the NHB cards look so fucking good. So we have now got, we were meant to have Justin Kyle against Dominic Guarini, but Justin Kyle's obviously hurt. So it's Isa Broner that's against Dominic Guarini. That'd be interesting. We've got Schlack against fucking Cruel, dream match. Joel fucking Bateman's against Akira. Tank is going to be against Brandon fucking Kirk. Satu Jin is against Dale Patricks, and I think that should probably be like one that should be contender for like #1 contendership would be Satu Jin and Neil Diamond Cutter. I mean, obviously like Eric Ryan and John Wayne Murdoch, but like Satu Jin and Neil Diamond Cutter fucking like won every match they've had since like for a year or so. Then we were meant to have fucking Hoodfoot against Bobby Beverly, which I think might have been one of the matches of the night. Obviously Hoodfoot's hurt, so against the Bev replacement is Tommy Vendetta. So that'll be fucking good too, and it means the Bev might get a fucking win. Fingers fucking crossed. And the main event, as I said, #1 contendership for the American Deathmatch title. The winner of this will be fighting Reed Bentley, I assume at NHB 24, Mania weekend, is Eric Ryan against John Wayne Murdoch. The biggest match pretty much in NHB history, because they've had 3 so far. I think this will be their 4th one. They'd won at the first ever show, NHB 1. They had won NHB 12 for the American Deathmatch title, the inaugural title fight. They had the 60-minute Ironman match, and I think this will be their 4th singles match. They've had other matches where they've been involved with each other in Indianapolis and in the Field of Fear and things like that. I think this is their 4th singles match in ICW Knows Barbed, I think. Anyway, so that's fucking awesome fucking weekend of wrestling for NHB. I love it when they do like a show at the end of the month and one at like the start of the month. It's fucking great. And also for NHB 24 we have some fucking matches announced for this fucking shit. As we mentioned before, my favourite fucking boy, the Bev, is against Schlack. Blood fucking bath. We have got a random fucking tag team match which will be fucking awesome. It's the SET are against the fucking Carnage crew. Legendary 2 tag teams of the fucking indie wrestling, ROH, fucking CZW, fucking everywhere. SETs versus the Carnage crew. That'll be fucking strange and fucking good. And we've also got another match announced for 24, but just Tommy Vendetta is against Justin fucking Kyle. So holy fuck, it'll be fucking awesome. Now we will quickly move on to GCW. I don't have much to really say about these shows. I did not watch the shows in Los Angeles. I know that Alex Zane had a good death match against Jimmy Lloyd. I saw that he got his arm cut and he got kind of hurt. I saw the thing with X-Pac. I didn't really care that much about X-Pac and Joey Janela, so Joey Janela turned heel. Somebody threw like a bottle of fucking water or a cup of beer at him or something, and he went crazy, ran to the crowd, and it was all chaos and chaotic. I didn't watch those shows. I watched the two Atlantic City shows on the 19th and the 20th of February. So on the 19th we had GCW's Believe Me, which now I just cherry picked these matches because it's GCW and I feel like a lot of the cards are just the same shit over and over and over again. I watched the Briscoes against the SETs, so that was a pretty good opening match. I skipped the next 3 matches and then watched Nick Gage came out. I watched the death matches basically in the SET match. Everybody's saying, why don't you watch the film? Because I don't care. I don't care. Basically Nick Gage came out, cut a promo and basically said, right, I need to get my mind right, get my head right. Good thing to be, you know, get your mind right and your head right. Don't work in the shitty place that you don't want to work in. You know? Anyway, Nick Gage came out and said, blah blah blah, I'm back. Either I'm gonna die in the ring, or somebody's gonna put a bullet in my head, blah blah blah. He's gonna fight for the fans and he's gonna get back to the old Nick Gage, etc. Rejects came out because the next night's gonna be the Rejects against the Hate Club, Tremont and Gage. I've done a COVID test, by the way. I'm perfectly fine. Well, I'm not fine, but I've not got COVID. They were just going to attack Nick Gage. They were attacked by Orin Veidt and G Raver, which then set up to the Rejects against Orin Veidt and G Raver. A decent little match. Lots and lots of light bulb bundles, sheets of glass. There was like a sick bit where there was like a pane of glass was like thrown at G Raver's head, didn't break, and then they smashed over his head. In the end, there was like a sort of doomsday Deep South Destroyer powerbomb thing through a sheet of glass, and I think G Raver was the one that got pinned by the Rejects. And then after the Rejects won, they basically said Alex Colon's a pussy, blah blah blah, because he's injured or hurt or something. And then they said, Kevin Gill will bring a microphone to the ring. I wonder what's going to happen. You could see them even picking up the light bulbs as it happened. Kevin Gill came in the ring, Johnny Murdoch blasted Kevin Gill with light tubes. It was very, very funny, but I don't want to see Kevin Gill involved in this storyline. I don't want to, like John B. Murdoch and Alex Colon are having a rematch at WrestleMania weekend at Spring Break. I don't want to see, like, Kevin Gill, like, cost him the match or something, like, please, God, no. But it was funny to see Kevin Gill hit the light tubes. It made me laugh. Anyway, moving on, what else happened? Didn't watch the other matches, the other non-death matches. Then the main event, we got Hoodfoot against Matt Tremont. Fucking great match. 2 big fucking guys. Cyro suplex, fucking city. Barbed wire board. Just light bulbs and light bulbs and light bulbs, and a huge big Cyro off the top. A big splash, so like a barbed wire board from Tremont. Well, I think he like Russian leg sweeped him or pushed Hoodfoot off the top. Big Cyro. And Hoodfoot fucking beat Matt Tremont. Holy fuck. Legendary Matt Tremont beaten by Hoodfoot, who is just climbing on the rise and on the rise. I was very, very annoyed he's not going to be at ICW this weekend. Anyway, I mean, that shows, from what I've seen, the 2 death matches and the first match were okay. It's GCW at the Showboat, you know, it used to be like when they were at the Showboat, you're like, oh my god, this is like, can't miss, but now, So the next show, skip the first 3 matches. This was the next night on GCW's Don't Tell Me What to Do. Don't tell me what to do, Dad. Like a petulant fucking emo teenager. Anyway, so we're meant to have Alex Colon on the show. This is meant to be the night before as well, so we're meant to have Alex Colon against Reed Bentley, I think. So we're meant to have Alex Colon against Orin Veidt for some reason, for the American Deathmatch title. But he obviously couldn't be there because he was hurt. Well, he was there, but like couldn't wrestle. So Cole Radrick stepped up and fucking stole the fucking show, stole the fucking weekend, Cole Radrick's. There was a weed whacker spot that got hit to Orin Veidt, there was light tubes. Cole Radrick's in a fucking like running dive into like a barbed wire thing. His back was covered in fucking blood. The wife beat her fucking back, gushing, bleeding everywhere. Light bulbs, fucking ladders. He had to put up a big huge ladder, nearly hit the fucking chandelier down in the Showboat. It was fucking scary. Did a huge massive dive, like it was fucking off the ladder. It was just like a big massive like senton bomb. Like it was so good, such a good match. Orin did his bit too. Orin Veight's a very, very good wrestler. Great deathmatch wrestler. And Cole Radrick's fucking won. So I mean, just random sort of replacement came in, beat Orin Veidt. And everybody's saying pretty much, yeah, TOS, TOS, TOS. Pretty much they could fill him in. Atticus Cogar was maybe going to win then, yeah. Anyway, we'll get to Atticus Cogar in Circle 6, don't worry. Fucking love Atticus Cogar. Very, very sad to see him not on these shows as well. Anyway, main event. Hate Club. Tremont, Gage against the Rejects, Murdoch, Reed Bentley. Good match. Similar to the match before. Bundles, panes of glass. There was a big double dropkick spot to pane of glass through Gage. Finish was, I think it was a big, like Gage's like top rope pile driver through a sheet of glass. There was barbed wire, there was like fighting outside, and there was like Reed Bentley was throwing all the like showboat chairs and fucking sorting them at Tremont. It was fucking sick. Tremont's a bloody Tremont's a bloody mess, by the way. He wrestled Thursday, like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like pretty much all like death matches. And he's like covered in blood and scars and cuts, and he still fucking gives it his fall because he's fucking Matt Tremont. The Hate Club win, unsurprisingly. And then I think it was either this match or the night before where Alex Colone's like, right, we'll get your rematch at Spring Break, so we'll get Colone against John Wayne Murdoch. That's Spring Break. This is the most I've talked in like days. Ugh. So, I mean, that'll be good, but I mean, the first match was good too, but I think a lot of the hype and luster between the feuds kind of like died down, because obviously it's not real heat, because they're all sad loser wrestling fans. I really think he's going to hate him, and then when they actually made it like a proper like storyline, everybody's like, oh, alright. But I mean, the matches are fucking good because they're two of the best death matches in the world, but hey ho. Anyway, what do we go on to now? GCW's upcoming shows. Oh, there's so many. Oh god, I'll check my phone. There's a lot of shows, right? That's what I'm gonna say. There's a lot of shows, and the shows I'll be watching for fucking Spring Break weekend. There's like 3 shows I'll watch. So we've got the clusterfuck. What do we have? Anyway, we've got Planet Death. Start off with a good show. Planet Death. 31st of March. A minute to like midnight or something. I think it's on the Thursday. We've got some random wrestlers. People that GCW don't use very often, which is very, very strange. Anyway, so we are going to have Sadika against Jimmy Lloyd. Fucking awesome. Brandon Kirk against fucking Sawyer Wreck. That'd be great. Fucking love Brandon Kirk. I love Sawyer Wreck. Good to see her getting a fucking spot in GCW. Reed Bentley's against the fucking Hoodfoot. And we've also got Akira against Cole fucking Radrick. So that's already like 4 fucking awesome matches. So that'll be fucking good. I'm going to watch Planet Death. We've got Spring Break Part 1. There's got some matches announced. John Moxley against AJ Gray for the world title. I don't give a flying shit about that. X-Pac against Joey Janela. Might be alright. And then Alex Colone against Johnny Murdoch, which is pretty much the only reason to watch that show. Then on night 2, the Greatest Clusterfuck Part 2. We've got Minoru Suzuki against Effie. That'll be interesting. Biff Busick, former CZW World Heavyweight Champion, who was in the front with Sozio, is against Tony Deppen. That'll be fucking good actually, that'll be an awesome match. And Cardona's against Chris Dickinson. So I mean, there's upcoming GCW things, and they're doing various places and doing things. I just don't care. There's all these pages of fucking deathmatch stuff that isn't GCW. Anyway, so Atticus Cogar. Let's talk about this situation. So it came to light through some sort of GCW truther Twitter thing that Atticus Cogar left before the Believe Me show, because he was not on that show. He was scheduled to be there and scheduled to be there the other night on Don't Tell Me What to Do, but he was on the afternoon show for H2O. So Atticus Cogar has left GCW, and Atticus Cogar and Tony Deppen were the 2 things keeping me watching week to week, to day, every fucking hour they seem to have a show. That's what made me pay my money, is to see Atticus Cogar and Tony Deppen. Obviously some of the other death matches and guys like Gage and Colone and stuff. This Atticus Cogar was the main draw of GCW for me, to keep spending fucking money all the time. It's expensive watching GCW. It's fucking expensive. They do a fucking show every week. Anyway, Atticus Cogar has now left GCW, and he did an interview with Gregory Iron, which you can find on his Iron on Wrestling on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description for that. It's about half an hour through. Atticus Cogar, he basically said that he left because he wasn't happy with sort of the way that the people he cared about and like people that his friends and that were being treated, such as like the 440 guys, Ricky Shane Page, and he was talking about the promo he did after. Before the Hammerstein, basically saying that, like, which is all true, that like where all the people that put the company to get the company to Hammerstein, such as 440 and all the people like that, aren't barely on the show. However, people like Jeff Jarrett and fucking Ruby Soho and, you know, John Moxley and all these people and everything are type thing, and all the other people that were like in the company every single week, every single month were all in like a fucking pre-show battle royal. And it's well known what my thoughts on the fucking Hammerstein Ballroom show were. I thought it was fucking shit, personally. Anyway, so Atticus Cogar basically said that for his mental health and for his happiness that he parted ways with GCW. He wishes the company no ill will or anything, he just wants to do his own thing, and he is gone from GCW. For various reasons such as his friends and booking and whatnot. Certain booking, he said he did like some of the booking. Anyway, so Cogar is gone from GCW, which is one of the huge, massive fucking pillars that is holding my attention to watching that company, because it is crumbling. The foundations of me watching that company are falling apart. GCW sort of formed out of the corpse of CZW, and then it became this amazing thing of death matches and violence and everything. Still great wrestling too, high flying, strong style, all this different stuff, wasn't just death matches. Same with CZW. But now it's just kind of turned into just ROH with Jeff Jarrett and stuff appearing. I don't know. Anyway, so there is a new company started, which has been... So the guy that used to run the MDK All Day merch site, who's ran other things before apparently, started a new wrestling company called Circle 6. And Atticus is going to be pretty much like one of the poster boys for the company. And their first show is on March 19th at the 1720 Warehouse in Los Angeles, California. It's Circle 6 presents Skewered. And they've got an interesting little roster. I hope personally for myself that they do like more death matches, because hence that's one of the reasons. I mean, Atticus Cogar doesn't need to do a death match, but I fucking love death matches. It's a death match fucking channel, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is the card so far for this show. They've got Christopher fucking Daniels against RSP. Holy fuck. Vinny Massaro, who's a guy, or Massaro, is a guy I don't think I've seen maybe once or twice before. He's against the fucking Bev in a Taipei death match. So we do have like a death match and there's no DQ match, but I wonder like what the ratio's gonna be, but who knows. Anyway, Biff fucking Busick, former CCW World Heavyweight Champion, is against Brody King, and we've got Jacob Fatu is against Schlack in a fucking no DQ match. And on the Iron podcast, Atticus Cogar basically said that we're going to have like proper rules enforced and stuff. He's like, in the companies I've worked in previously, I can just skewer people and nothing really happens, whereas now there's going to be strict rules for matches will be no DQ, or said you get disqualified and things like that. So fair enough. Anyway, and also announced for the show, Eric Ryan, Eddie Only, Gregory Iron, Masada, and obviously Atticus Cogar. So that's the news. I mean, it's pretty fucking crazy that Atticus Cogar, who, I mean, should have won TOS 6, and I think should have been in the main event, if not won the main event, at the Hammerstein Ballroom. But he's left. GCW is falling one step further into me not giving a fuck at all about it. But good for Atticus Cogar. Very, very respectful young man. Didn't shit on anybody, didn't badmouth anybody in particular. But yeah, so Atticus has a new company and GCW is missing a fucking star. So hey ho. GCW's lost, Atticus Cogar's gain, I say. Anyway, as of tonight, this is UK news, March 10th, tonight. Liverpool Fusion nightclub TNT Extreme Wrestling presents Thrill Kill. I don't think it's called fucking Kill, I think it's just called Thrill Kill. Anyway, that's right now. Hopefully in a little while we should get some video footage of that coming through. We've got various different matches announced for that. So we've got Scotty Two Hotties against Gene Money with Session Moth Martina as the referee. Session Moth Martina was on AEW Dark last week, I think. So good for fucking her. Tag team title match, we've got Jody Fleisch and Darius, I don't know who the guy is, against Kings of the North, who fucking love those guys. And we also have Dan Maloney against Ace Romero for the TNT World title. I think this show's a sellout, by the way, unsurprisingly, for the amount of talent that's been brought in for it. And title versus title, GCW Ultraviolent title versus TNT Extreme Division title, Alex Colon versus Clint Margera in a death match. And my friend Dean is the man who's set together all the light tubes and all the bundles and everything for this match. So big thanks to fucking him for fucking doing that, by the way. Great fucking work. All light tube bundles and everything and all that. So by the time we actually get to see the match or footage of the match, we'll put up some of that. So props to fucking Dean. Then, where's the next fucking thing? Move on to Rise. Now this is updates for Rise's next show. My god. Having the cold and like talking is extremely annoying. Like I should put that fire. Oh, fucking hell. So, Rise's next show. How is this not illegal? March 25th, Eager Studios, which is a Friday. I keep thinking it was a Saturday, but it's a Friday. We have got Liam Slater as against, I'm not going to pronounce his name, NSEREKO. I don't know who he is. He's probably amazing. It's a British rounds match too. Who knows? We've got Daniel Docherty is having an open challenge. This is a return for him. He's been out the ring for 3 fucking years. Pretty fucking crazy. We've got the Rise Championship as Leonardo Darwin defends his title against fucking fan favourite B.A. Rose. That'll be fucking interesting. And also we have got a 4-way death match with all 4 of the fucking Outlaws. All 4 of these guys are in the Outlaw fucking tournament. Caden versus Big Joe versus Darko versus fucking Lou Nixon. 4-way death match, that'll be fucking sick. First time ever as well. I'm surprised that has never happened before. Anyway, KCW are still got their show, which is happening 2 days afterwards. Get tickets for fucking that. It's called KCW Exile at the Beer Keller, Nottingham. That is on the 27th. I thought it was the day after, but it's not, because Rise is the Friday. It's the 27th, it's a Sunday. Anyway, and we've got 2 new entrants in the Rise Deathmatch Outlaws tournament. So we've had the 4 Outlaws, Caden, Big Joe, Darko, Lou Nixon. And now we have Alex fucking Colon, said that last time, pretty certain he was going to be in it. And also a guy I think I've seen 1 match of, I think against Big Joe, was Crimson the Butcher, a guy from Germany. So, I mean, fucking hell, 2 more left to go. Who fucking knows who's going to be in it? Then we move on. From UK news to reviews of things. Oh my god. I'll be dead by the time I finish doing this. Reviews, all sorts of reviews. Where are we? Right, I watched, this was on the 17th of February, I watched Jimmy Lloyd's American Wasteland, which is hosted by VXS, Violence and Suffering, which I think is a good name. This was Thursday, February 17th. I thought the show was pretty good. It was in the H2O Centre, pretty decent crowd. With Nick Gage on commentary for most of it. Kevin Gill was there. MLJ, Veda Scott was on commentary. So it's an aerial assault match. Old CCW staple with a sort of box in the corner. Dylan McKay, Colby Carino, Radrix, Eli Everfly, good to see him, Jason Kinnaird, and Ruckus. Dylan McKay wins, can't remember much of the match. I don't think they used the box that much. Anyway, this show is on Fight. I would recommend buying it for a few matches. Not for the whole show. Match was alright. Nick Wayne against Rich Swann was pretty fucking good. So Nick Wayne, obviously the GCW staple, you're a really young guy, he's like 16, 17. Beat fucking Rich Swann. Holy fuck. Next match we got Too Cold Scorpio against Slim J. Slim J was a guy who I remember seeing in like fucking Ring of Honor, who was tagging with like Deranged and things. I'm sure he was in Special K, was that the name of them? And this was like 2003, 2004, something like that. Great fucking match. Always good to see Two Cold Scorpio. Slim J fucking has not lost his step, fucking awesome. Then we got the next match, which is match of the fucking night for this fucking show. Mike Bailey against Marcus Mathers. Awesome. Fucking buy the show for that match. It's fucking great. And the main event. Those two. Next we got PCO against Matthew Justice. This was just sentons and chair shots and sentons out the ring onto tables that didn't break and slams and dives out the ring and everything. It was fucking ridiculous. Like, PCO's a big fucking guy. And Matthew Justice is a big fucking guy too. They were just beating the fuck. There was... No, this sounds really, really sad. But for me, there wasn't enough chair shots to the head, which is a sad thing to say. But when you see PCO against Matthew Justice, you're like, my god, they're going to brain each other with chairs, aren't they? But they did, but not as viciously as, you know, Masato Tanaka and fucking Mike Austin, which is probably good for their brains. Anyway, then my next match we got Effie against Jimmy Jacobs, coming out to Goodbye Horses, which is always good to hear. Love that song. Effie beat Jimmy Jacobs dressed as a zombie princess. Match was good. I wish Jimmy Jacobs would have won, but put Effie over. Not bad match. Next match was which is a shame because it was one of the matches I was looking forward to. Hardcore ladder match, Ultraviolent title. Lucky defeated Alex Colon and G Raver. Ladders, there's 2 sheets of glass. It was just really like sloppy overall. Seemed very, very rushed. Still went 15 minutes. There was 2 glass spots. There was a big dive for a sheet of glass. I think no, this isn't where Alex Colon got hurt. It was okay, but I was just, for these 3 in it, I was expecting a little bit better. But the glass spots were nice, I guess. And then the main event, Jimmy Lloyd's Wasteland Deathmatch, which is basically no rope barbed wire with loads and loads and loads of light tubes. But like 2 of the sides didn't have barbed wire, I don't think, or something. It's been a while since I watched this match. It's like 2, 3, maybe even nearly a month ago now. It was good. Light bulbs, Matt Tremont, Jimmy Lloyd. Watch that shit. Jimmy Lloyd won. So I mean that was VXS's last show. The show before that, which I cannot fucking remember the name of. What the fuck was it called? I'm gonna have to look that up. What the fuck was that called? VXS. The show before this was 1,000 times better than that show. What was it called? Cage Match is the best thing in the world. I love fucking Cage Match. It was called, like, with No Peace Underground, called Already Dead. That's what it was called. At the Skid Row Academy. Yeah, that show was fucking head and shoulders above this one. But I mean, this one was still alright. Worth the money? Maybe for 2 matches. Hey ho. Anyway. Then I watched Horror Slam. That you can find this on YouTube if you just type in Jeff King Big Fucking Joe or Jeff King Big Joe. Find this match. Jeff King at the Horror Slam show. This was February 27th. This was like Big Joe done the Ruthless Pro and the ICW No Holds Barred. Then on the Sunday he went to Horror Slam to do this, and somewhere in Detroit I think. It was a good little match, decent match. It's funny to see Jeff King. There was like a bit of like a crown on Big Joe's head and things. Big Joe fucking beat Jeff King. Match was really, really enjoyable. Really small crowd, but I mean it was fucking awesome. Bloody, violent, light tubes. Both guys were bleeding buckets. So just go on YouTube and find that. You don't have to pay any money. It's on YouTube for nothing. Then the next 2 shows I watched were H2O shows. Jesus Christ. And we move on to H2O. Barbed Wire City Showdown, Atlantic City, February 20th in the afternoon, before the GCW show. Atticus Cogar was on this, but he was not the GCW show. Where the fuck's the thing? There's too many shows, too many things. Where the fuck is it? Right, so, open the show. But apparently, by the way, Atticus Cogar said in the podcast with Iron that basically GCW locker room for him personally wasn't a good place to hang around if you'd had like drug addiction previously, and wasn't a good place to hang around with if you'd suffered with mental health problems previously or currently. So apparently Brett Lauderdale has come out today or yesterday on the GCW's Patreon podcast to refute these allegations or say something else. So I probably won't be listening to that, and I'll just wait till somebody does it, because I'm not going to pay to hear his side of the story when I can just get a side of the story for free. You know what I mean? It's only exclusively on Patreon for all the people that are going to support me anyway. You know? I don't understand. Anyway, H2O Barbed Wire City Showdown. First opening match, no rope barbed wire, Tremont Cogar. Fucking awesome. Bloodbath. There's a spot where fucking Cogar whipped Tremont into the fucking barbed wire ropes. The ropes snapped, he fell right at the fucking ring. You can see all the fucking cuts under his arm. Fucking sick fucking shit. This match was a fucking gory bloodbath. Tremont taking most of the fucking punishment. Skewers. I'm sure it was a headlock driver to finish the match. No, I'm wrong. Matt Tremont actually beat Cogar. I forgot about that. Sure, with the Death Valley driver. I think he beat him like John Cena type way of how John Cena used to win. Like he gets the shit kicked out of him the entire match, then he hits like one Death Valley driver FU and then wins. I think that's pretty much how it went. But hey ho. Then Atticus Cogar went to do the went to do the shake the hand thing. Psych. Otis Cogar attack Matt Tremont. So hopefully we'll get those two fucking guys, because I fucking love Otis Cogar. He's fucking awesome. Anyway, then we got that was Atticus Cogar against Matt Tremont. I need that bit of paper really. The next match we got a high stakes 6-man tag team match thing. I can't be bothered going over the rules. Basically, whoever gets pinned loses something like an opportunity, a title or a show or something, and the winner doesn't lose their thing. Whoever gets pinned loses their thing, more or less. Anyway, Austin Luke, Brandon Kirk, Mark Angel defeated Jimmy Lyon, Kennedy Copeman, and Marcus Mathers, and I'm sure Mark Angel got the pin on Jimmy Lyon, so that means that Jimmy Lyon can't be in Ultraviolent Kingdom. Match is okay. Love Brandon Kirk with Casey, obviously. Mark Angel's good, Jimmy Lyon's good, all the guys are fucking good. Then next we got a random 4-way with B-Boy in it. Duncan Aleem. Duncan Aleem is Jeff Cannonball's new tag team partner / manager. I think it's really fucking entertaining and charismatic. I want to see a lot more of that guy. So we've got Duncan Aleem, Leroy Robinson, Ryan Redfield, and B-Boy. And for the match I saw, I think I might have like went for a piss or something. Should have watched this live. It was basically just like they were all fighting, like the 3 young guys were all fighting, and they would like occasionally like attack B-Boy, and he was like out the match for like 95% of it, and then at the very end he just ran in, hit his big drop kicks and everybody, and then won. So, I mean, fair enough, he's B-Boy. I don't assume he would get beaten. Anyway, then we got a 4-way Danny Havoc hardcore title match. Kit Osborne, Bam Sullivan, Jimmy Lloyd, and champ Lucky 13. Lucky 13 retains his title. I can't remember a single thing about that match. Which is unfortunate because I like everybody who's in it, especially Kit Osborne and Bam Sullivan. Then we got Nicholas Grande against Darian Hardway. Don't remember a thing about that match. I'm sure it was alright. Then I remember about this match. Adonis Valerio, who I think's got a fucking lovely drop kick. I remembered that. I remember it's the little things. Lovely fucking drop kick. He was against Colby Corino and Reed Walker. Reed Walker's fucking one of my favourite guys in the H2O Wrestling Academy. He's fucking money. More so than Marcus Mathers for me personally. So it's Colby Corino, Reed Walker, and Adonis Valerio. Adonis Valerio won. Fucking good. This guy's got charisma. He's got a good drop kick. He's got a funny name. Why not? He's great. Fucking want to see him all over the place. Then we got Strange Things. So the show beforehand was Storm of Entrails, Schlack and Dan O'Hare were against Ross and Bradley, but it ended in a sort of thing like no disqualification, no contest thing. Then Tremont said, right, you'll fight the Showboat, and they basically did the same thing. They attacked each other with chairs all around the ring thing. They were all bleeding, stabbing each other, hitting each other with chairs, and then it just kind of ended. And then not much else has been said about that after the fact. So, good to see Schlack and Dan O'Hare. Lots and lots of chair shots to the head. Lots of chair shots to the head. From all guys. Vicious, brutal little brawl, but then ended in no contest. I don't really understand the point. I think the show was running late because the next match was the main event, which was Louis Ramos and Notorious Inc., Blood and Devin Moore. Defeated Chuck Payne, Declan Grant and Jess Moss, and this match went 5 minutes. The main event. And a grimy street fight was what it was billed as. That went 5 minutes. I think Chuck Payne turned on Declan Grant, and then Declan Grant got beat by, I'm sure Lloyd Ramos got the pin, I can't remember. But the show was good for what it was, but they top loaded it, they front loaded it with obviously Cogar against Stingy, which is obviously because they want to set the barbed wire up first, makes the show run quicker. But I just felt towards the end, the last two matches were, while they were good, but one of them was no contest, wasn't really a match, just people hitting each other with chairs, but still good. It just went it was a bit rushed towards the end. Anyway, then the next H2O show I watched was called No Easy Way Out. I just watched this yesterday, I think. This was on the 25th of February. And first match we had Adonis Valerio against Nicholas Grande. Adonis Valerio was in it, good match, he won, good times. He is against Kennedy Copeland for the hybrid title at the next show, I believe. I do have notes. I've got a phone and I've got notes and a brain and lager, and I can't think of everything. Then we got a match between Mitch Vallon and a guy I'd never seen before called Dan Champion. The crowd didn't seem too happy with Dan Champion. I thought he was pretty good. He had a nice big suplex thing. He had like a wheelbarrow suplex thing. He had a couple of cool moves that I liked, and I thought, quietly impressed with this Dan Champion chap. Mitch Vallon won because he's Mitch Vallon. Then Jeff Cannonball and Duncan Aleem came out. Something happened, I don't remember what it was. Obviously they were going to build to Jeff Cannonball, Mitch Vallon. I mean, they could build that as like a bloody, gory, violent death match, but I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, Duncan Aleem and Jeff Cannonball had an amusing tag team match of White Trash Forever. Box and Grey. Duncan Aleem, being charismatic and funny, he's really, really good. Like, get him more places, fucking awesome. Then we got fucking my boy Reed Walker beat fucking Ron Mathis in like 7 minutes. Like, I think he, can't remember what he hit him with, but he rolled him up with something and he beat Ron Mathis, his former H2O champion. Pretty massive win for Reed Walker. Then we got the H2O hardcore title. Lucky beat Dylan McKay. This match was awesome. Go your way to see it on IWA TV. One of the best matches of the night. See both those matches beforehand. Reed Walker, Ron Mathis, and Lucky and Dylan McKay. Then we had Ross and Bradley defend their tag team titles against a makeshift tag team of two guys who I really, really like. I was like, oh my god, I hope they won the titles. But they didn't. Because it's H2O and Ross and Bradley are pushed to the moon. Bam Sullivan and Brandon Kirk. Make them a tag team all the time. Great. Then the next match we got Austin Luke against Marcus Mathers, which was these two young guys. They're pushed as the two stalwarts of the H2O like academy. Very, very good match, went about 15 minutes. Austin Luke won, surprisingly. I can't remember why that happened. Obviously leading to like a bigger show. Marcus Mathers will win. I think they'll put the world title on him at some point. And then he'll be pushed up the card and he'll be going to GCW or... I mean, I could see Marcus Mathers in AEW. I could see him somewhere like that. I mean, Reed Walker's star written all over him, but hey-ho. Anyway. In the next match, we had the first ever steel cage match in H2O fucking history. Declan Grant with Jess Moss defending his title against Chuck Payne, Devin Moore. This match was decent. The cage kind of looked a bit fucked, but it was alright. Match was pretty good. There was like a big power bomb from Declan Grant to Chuck Payne through a table in the ring. Devin Moore got, I think the final spot was they kind of brought like a car windshield in. Declan Grant and Jess Moss brought a car windshield in. Put it in between four chairs, and I think he hit like a big Death Valley driver superplex into Devin Moore. Smashed him through it. Declan Grant wins. Pretty much the end of those feuds. And Jimmy Lyon came out basically and said, I've got nothing left to lose. This year's been shit for me. I lost my spot in Ultraviolent Kingdom. Lost this. My best friend turned to me. Blah blah blah. Right, me and you. Tremont's next show. Science behind the violence. World title. Don't give a fuck. Get ready. Fuck yeah. Jimmy Lyon against Declan Grant in the next show. So those shows were fucking good. Some matches got your way to see. Cogar, Tremont, Reed Walker against Ron Mathis, fucking anything with Reed Walker in it. Also the matches with Lucky versus Lucky versus Dylan McKay, Ross and Bradley, anytime you see him. I always think that, I think is it Christian Ross? I think he looks like Chris Dickinson, facially. Anyway, that is H2O, and we'll move on to talk about upcoming H2O shows before my voice goes away. Right. H2O updates, Jesus Christ. When I first started reviewing deathmatch stuff during the pandemic, I used to have like 2 bits of paper. Now I've got like 8 bits of paper and my phone's full of notes. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we have got Tremont's Science Behind the Violence. That is on Monday. I think they're basically just doing that to fit Joel Bateman's little touring, because Joel Bateman's obviously going to be at ICW NHB, PFX 10 and NHB 23 on Friday and Saturday. So this is on Sunday, H2O Wrestling Centre, March 14th, Monday. So we have got 3-way match, Ryan Redfield, Reed Walker, Frank Bonetti. Hopefully Reed Walker wins that. A foregone conclusion, I would think. H2O hybrid title, Adonis Valerio against Kennedy Copeland. Hope my boy Valerio wins that one. 4-way, the winner gets into Ultraviolent Kingdom. We've got Brandon Kirk, who should be in the tournament anyway. Fucking hell. Dylan McKay, Chris Bradley, and Austin Luke. Of all those people, Brandon Kirk should be just get straight into the tournament. Then we've got 4 Corners of Pain, winners in Ultraviolent Kingdom, as Anthrax is against Alex Stretch. That should be fucking interesting. Then we've got the match I talked about before, which is the H2O title. Declan Grant defending against Jimmy Lyon. And main event, Boss versus Boss, Deathmatch Down Under versus H2O, 200 Light Tube Deathmatch, Matt fucking Tremont against Joel fucking Bateman. So that is fucking H2O. Fucking H2O is the little company that could. It is fucking awesome. Go out your way to watch them anytime on RWTV. They always put on interesting, entertaining shows, and they've always got good fucking guys on it. Then, my God, we've not even finished with the H2O coverage. There's so much. Anyway, Saturday, March 26th, H2O Centre, Ultraviolent Kingdom fucking 6. So we are going to have those guys are into that. It's a 16-man tournament. So far, we have got, this is another thing that happened on the, what the fuck was that show called that I just watched? No Easy Way Out. My God. See when you watch all these wrestling shows and they've all got these names, you're like, my God. At least H2O kind of makes them like slightly easier to remember. Not just GCW ones. Don't tell me what to do. Anyway. So, on that show, fucking Louis Ramos came out basically and said, blah blah blah, I'm going to be in the tournament and I'm going to fucking challenge Mickey Knuckles, the Godmother versus the Godfather of Deathmatch Wrestling. 50 years more or less of Deathmatch Wrestling experience between the two. I think Louis Ramos got 25, she's got 22 years of experience in deathmatches and shit. So that'll be fucking awesome. So far now, we've got 4 entrants in the tournament confirmed. Mickey fucking Knuckles, Louis fucking Ramos, Dale fucking Patricks, and Neil motherfucking Diamond Cutter. So, and then we've got 8 more entrants to go, and we'll find out 2 of them on Monday. I would assume Brandon Kirk, and I'm not too sure about the other match. Anyway, moving on to IWA Mid-South and Pro Wrestling Trainwreck. It's been a little while since I've spoken about these. Unfucking-fortunately, Trainwreck has cancelled the Southern Sickness Cup. It was going to be happening in May. We were going to get Sudoku coming through from Japan. Who's going to be over. I think he's still doing this little excursion. I don't fucking know. There's been a big fucking COVID thing in Japan. Like Drew Parker was meant to be doing an excursion over here. That's not happened. He's back in Big Japan. So who fucking knows what's happening with that. But anyway, Southern Sickness is not happening. They weren't able to find a building, or they tried exhausting all their options. They'll hopefully be able to put it on later on in the year. And I think IWA Mid-South might be able to fucking help with that, because IWA Mid-South, before I go on to talk about this, they have filmed 2 shows in their building without fans called It's a Mystery, so Mystery Deathmatch Show 2 and 3. I watched the first one, it's awesome. Basically no crowd, random wrestlers, random death matches in an empty arena, and it looks, from the little clips and little pictures I've seen, it looks fucking awesome. So that'll be coming soon to IWA Home Video or IWTV or Smart Mark or whatever. So that'll be coming up. money for that will help to pay for the new shows and things. Anyway, IWA Mid-South is going back to Chicago for I think the first time in like a decade or something like that, and they're going to be running pretty much based from Chicago from now on. I think the Chicagoland area. So King of the Death Matches has been announced for this summer. This summer doesn't have a date or anything, but it's going to be in Chicago, and more or less IWA Mid-South is going to be running from Chicago. So hopefully that will help out with Southern Sickness 3 maybe being in Chicago, running alongside an IWA Mid-South show. So. Shit for Pro Wrestling Trainwreck and shit for us fans and for the wrestlers, but good for IWA Mid-South into Chicago and stuff. Maybe they'll run the Galley Arena. Who knows? Anyway, XPW, California. I'm just going to go through this because I can't fucking remember any of the entrants. I remember some of them, but like I don't know if I've named them before. Where the fuck is it? XPW. Right, so as... I'm not going to mention too much about it. I don't want to get into fucking... I understand Atticus Cogar and things, wrestling drama. As you'll have seen, G Raver is obviously not on a lot of GCW shows, or he's been taken off the XPW show, he's been taken off the H2O shows. A lot of things have happened with like G Raver and accusations about things, and things have happened and whatnot, and more or less he's not going to be on H2O or GCW or XPW shows. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you want to find out yourself, you can go on Facebook and Twitter. Anyway, so for King of the Death Matches we have Pagano, AAA Deathmatch wrestling legend. We have got Sledge, who's a guy I am not very familiar with. Lucky 13. We have also got Juicy Fanu, strange to see him in a death match. Silas Young, another strange character for a death match. Vincent, who's a guy I saw against Atticus Cogar at that VXS show with No Peace Underground. Shane Mercer, always good to see him. Oren Veit, Eric Ryan, Matt fucking Tremont, Sage Sin, Masada, Hoodfoot, Schlack, and Big fucking Joe. I think we've got one more entrant to do. I think there's 16 altogether. Anyway, that is XPW's California Deathmatch Tournament, Sunday, April 10th, the Derby Room, California. Tickets, whatnot, it'll be on Fight. I'll be watching. Whew. Now, my god. The Necro Butcher is the name that I forgot off there. The Necro Butcher is back. I announced that for the last thing. The Necro Butcher is back and he is wrestling and it's going to be XPW. But the motherfucking Necro Butcher Deathmatch legend made his return to fucking wrestling on the 3rd of March last week for Total Psychopath Wrestling, which I think is run by Brad Cash, or at least he's heavily involved with it. Anyway, it was 187, a tribute to New Jack in Rocky Top, Tennessee. The return of Necro Butcher versus, he was against Travis Dykes. The whole show is on YouTube, the entire show, and it's got a lot of views, surprisingly, for some of the matches. I would think for the amount of crowd, sort of wrestling, I am shocked at how many views it's got. Very strange. Anyway, Necro Butcher's back, came out bashing his head in my chair. He was a fucking bloody mess before he even got in the ring because he bashed his head in my chair. Hit the referee in the head with a chair. He was looking good, he was selling, brawling all over the arena. Fucking, it was good, just good to see Necro, and he looks fucking healthy and he looks good. And he won. Done his signature like Necro, like slammed the chair. And Travis Dykes isn't a small fucking guy. Also on the show there was various different death matches. There was Chris Cash. There was Brad Cash. Jesus Christ, Chris Cash. Fuck me. Remember when Down the Sickness used to be in every September? Anyway. R.I.P. Chris Cash. Anyway, Brad Cash. Lilith Grimm was there. Sarah Dox was there. Chris Hamrick was there. Love Chris Hamrick in ECW. And there was a 4-way Home Run Derby death match with Bull Bronson, Raven Havoc, Insane fucking Lane, and Chuck Stein. Shows on YouTube, check it out. Small crowd, small arena. I mean, it looked alright for what it was. I watched 3 of the matches, I think. I'll probably go back and watch the rest of it. Then we move on. There's so much deathmatch wrestling. This is why I want to do this every week, to give myself and my voice a break. Talking about so much fucking wrestling. RPW No Peace Underground's Body Count Battle at Harpo's on May 8th. We've got 3 names announced for this fucking show. Alex fucking Shelley, Masada, and fucking Schlack. Oh my god. Sick shit. And No Peace Underground was apparently meant to be doing a show with Local Wrestling. But apparently Local Wrestling just cancelled the show and didn't get in contact with them. Tried to make the best of it, but they couldn't, so they cancelled that show. But now they have a new show coming up on April 1st. Fucking No Peace Underground always gets all this shit for no reason. I fucking love No Peace Underground. Honestly, pisses me off. Anyway, No Peace Underground's running April 1st Murder Mania in conjunction with New Fear City, which is Casanova's no-ring promotion, at a venue called Creators Don't Die, which is a cool name for a venue. And Malcolm X Boulevard in Dallas, Texas. And so far we've got 3 matches announced for this. We have got Keita against Anthony Henry. We've got the No Peace Underground title as Paro defends against Taya Valkyrie. What the fuck? And I assume the main event, motherfucking Masada is against fucking Hoodfoot. Holy fuck. That'll be fucking awesome. And finally, there's not even any Mexican or Japanese news this week because there's too much American and British stuff. There's a new John Wayne Murdoch documentary on IWA TV. Basically John Wayne Murdoch just going through like a week or a couple of weeks in his life. Shows him and like Satu Gen and his wife and his son and their guinea pigs and their rabbits. It's very nice, it's very wholesome, it's good to see John Wayne Murdoch and just his daily life being like one of the best deathmatch wrestlers in the world. But like normally is. Like he's got like OCD and he loves to clean things and he really loves his animals and loves his family and everything. It's really, really nice to see. And it showed you like sort of backstage and the match of a match here with Ludark Shaitan and IWA. It showed you a match he had another IWA show. It showed you a match he had against Alex Shelley at Expect the Unexpected, which is Struggles promotion, and it also showed you a big portion of it was the 60-minute Iron Man death match with Eric fucking Ryan. Great, it's like an hour and a bit. It's on IWTV, fucking watch it, it's fucking awesome. They get some more deathmatch wrestlers on there. John Wayne Murdoch's such a humble, nice, decent guy. It's fucking great. I like how his son's favourite wrestler is Ricky Shane Page as well. Oh yeah, and it showed you the match where it was Murdoch against Merck at the last Tennessee show. Just funny, like seeing his son like rooting for his dad, but like not really rooting for him, just basically calling the other wrestler a bum because he didn't know who he was and stuff. It was quite funny. Anyway, go and watch that. It was wholesome. It was good. Death matches for the family, you know. And I nearly forgot to put this in, but I did. Speaking of John Wayne Murdoch, him and Pro Wrestling After Dark have got their Violence for the Sake of tournament, and we now have the brackets for the first round of that tournament. Also announced is obviously Brandon Kirk against John Wayne Murdoch, but first tournament brackets, I thought it was going to be intergender the whole way through, but apparently not. I think it'll be the last match will be intergender. So, we've got Taipei Deathmatch, Randy West against Sadie fucking Suicide. We've got Home Run fucking Derby match, Reed fucking Bentley against Demoludor. D-E-M-O-L-E-D-O-R. I'm from Scotland and I've got the cold, I don't know how to speak. Gusset Madness, Bam Sullivan against Casanova fucking Valentine, and two of my favourite fucking ladies in wrestling, Sawyer fucking Wreck against Casey Kirk in a best of 7 doors / dog collar match. That'll be fucking awesome. I would like to see a Bam Sullivan Sawyer Wreck final. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Anyway, that is it for this fucking episode. The next episode will probably be a lot sooner. I know I've said this 1,000 times in the past. I'm going to wait till I'll be watching Pitfire X10 live, I'll be watching NHB 23 live, and I'll be watching Tremont's Science Behind the Violence. Then I'll do a show covering all them. I'll not be watching GCW in Atlanta because I don't give a shit about any of that. And then the week after I'll be covering Circle 6, which I believe Atticus Cogar has said is streaming, but he's not said it's streaming on. Fucking hope the fuck it's IWTV. But it won't be, will it? It'll be on Fight. I know it'll be on Fight, because that's just the way the world is. Anyway, this has been episode 32 of The News That Broke Glass. Thank you for sitting here listening to me with a cold, rambling on about fucking wrestling. Anyway, no deathmatch, no life. Woo!